Hey guys, hopefully you can see me. I had to flip my camera the other way, so my camera is up instead of down. Normally it's down. But welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abby. In today's video, I'm gonna do a reset. So in today's video, like I said, we're gonna do a monthly reset where we're gonna check my goals from last month and then come up with some for this month. I'm doing this on my iPad on Notability. I think eventually I will go and start using Notion because I do have places for that to happen. Just Notion can kind of be a little bit annoying, especially if you're trying to track goals on a monthly basis. I know I can also do it electronically. I need to rename this to goals. Okay, so I was journaling every single day in this little note up until I think April 15th. Yeah, right until almost April 15th. It kind of slowed down on the 14th. I didn't write the last thing. But yeah, let's just go through each goal. Exercise 20 minutes a day, no matter how you feel. I did do that. I haven't updated this, like I said, in a hot minute. So I'm just checking it off. I physically drew circles and now I have to check them all off, which is satisfying. Don't get me wrong, but it can be kind of annoying. Read the Bible. Daily time reading the Bible and journaling. I didn't journal every day, but I did read the Bible, so I'm gonna give myself a half point for that. So I did do this 0.5 for this because I didn't do the journal part every day, but I did get in the Word of God every day, even with the Bible app. I say start with the Bible app if you're trying to get into that habit, but don't rely on it, if that makes sense. I did have a goal for April 1st to come up with more goals, so obviously that was achieved, but that was not necessarily an actual goal. See or schedule something with my bestie to see her in person. She did come up and she saw me, which was amazing, and she wants to come back, so that's fun. Apply to 30 jobs or until you land a job. I did end up landing a job, a retail job, during this challenge, thank the Lord, but I did continue to do it, and I did do that on Shorts, so if you haven't checked that out, it's also on TikTok, same username. Get outside intentionally or once a week. I would say for the most part, yeah. I'm actually achieving more than I thought I was achieving, to be honest. Do a hobby every day for 30 days. And I didn't include reading because I had a reading goal, which I also didn't achieve. Listen to a podcast every day and learn from it. I think I set this goal because I was you know what? I should have a way to learn outside of books and outside of things like that. But then I didn't realize how much work it actually takes to listen to a podcast every day. And by work, I mean carving out the time, because I really need to pay attention to something. I could have done it while I was cleaning, whatnot, or walking or whatnot, and I did do that. But I don't remember the last half of the month, specifically every single day, if I actually did that. I know, probably no, so I'm not gonna. I meant to go through towards the middle end of the month and go through and refine my goals, but obviously that didn't happen. Update your loan information with interest. I will say yes, but the problem is interest accrues daily. Yes, daily. On my student loans, and honestly kind of confusing how to calculate that. I only calculated it by month, so now I have to go back and calculate it by day, which is probably the same, but like it is what it is. It's just more money, and it's just really confusing, and it feels like you can't really I haven't made a dent at all, actually. I haven't made a payment. That's a goal coming up for this month, now that I have a job. But it's like, it feels like you're drowning and you can't get to the surface because it's such a large number. And obviously I've accumulated at least $6,000 over the course of some of my loans I've had since 2021, fall of 2021, that first semester, but it accrues daily. So I did update the loan information with the interest, but I didn't realize how it accrues daily. I have a spreadsheet with all the information, but I'm considering buying a spreadsheet that calculates the interest for you, so you know how much you have at a given time, because I don't want to log into my loan information every single time. I have heard of people like putting into ChatGPT their loan information and asking ChatGPT to come up with a game plan. So I'll see. I might do that. I'm probably going to have to talk to my mom. My mom, she helps me with some of my finances, just because she comes from a gentler approach than my father. He comes from a more analytical, like, you need to do this. If he had it his way, I would have a full-time job right now, a salary, getting paid $4,000 a month. But unfortunately, that's kind of unrealistic for me at this point. It is what it is. And then read one book a month this month. And obviously, I did not achieve that. I started 2 at the beginning of the month. And then me and my brother are reading Atomic Habits. But coincidentally, we both got busy and didn't really do that. So let's count how many I actually achieved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 out of 9. That's crazy. Okay. I think this month I'm going to, I think this month I'm going to cut down on how many goals I'm going to have. I think I'm going to either focus on, I'm going to, like, each month dwindle down to more and more, to hopefully, like, I'll have 3 at one point. But I was just trying to, like, get into a better routine and healthier habit. So, like, I kind of overloaded it, which I know is not realistic. And it's probably the reason I only achieved 5.5 out of those goals. And so it is the 2nd, so I have to take into account it might not be a good idea to have a monetary, like, not a monetary, like, it may not be a good idea to have, like, a time goal, like, meaning do this for 31 days, because there's 31 days in May. I also have to take into account my grandma's coming to visit. We're going to visit my brother. I'm walking. I already graduated. I'm walking. My mom's walking, and that's all this is happening in, like, a 2-week period. So that's pretty much half my month. Then on top of that, I'm working the other parts of the month. I think I have 2 pay periods this month. I'm still working one of my pay periods, and I'll get paid in 2 weeks. And then I have another 2-week pay period that I'll get paid 2 weeks later. So I have to keep all of that into account. And yeah, I think one of the goals is going to be monetary, like how much I want to earn, maybe how much I want to pay on my loans. I think that's, like, 2 of the bigger goals. I thought about maybe doing a step-based goal. I would have to go back and look at how many steps I took yesterday. It was close to 10,000. when you work retail, you take a lot of steps. But yeah, I think I'm going to focus on, now that I think about it, I should probably focus on 5 at the most. Okay, I'm gonna go write them down and come up with them. So for this month, I went very, very simple on the goals. So to not overwhelm myself, and so that they're more achievable. I do have one goal where I'm like, not a super big priority, but like would be great if this was met. And that's the third one, but we'll get to that in a second. So the first one is get paid between $600 to $1,000. Now, that's like the most I've ever made. So like in a given month. So like I'm also like hustling right now, working. My hours vary, but I am part-time technically. So this month I should just figure out how much I could get paid. I haven't gotten paid obviously yet. I'm still in the middle of my pay period, so we're just trying to feel it out. Obviously, I would love to be paid more than this, but we will just have to see. But like, that's just a goal for now, to just get a feel for how much I will get paid. Again, this month is just trying to figure things out, because loans stop the grace period next month, but I want to kind of be on top of things, and that kind of leads me to like the next 2 ones. My second goal is to pay $500 on my loans, $250 on my federal, and then the rest on my private. I already know how much I need to pay per month on my federal loan, because I had to do loan entrance counseling in order to get my diploma. Loan exit counseling, I did loan entrance going in, and you have to do that. But yeah, I've done that, and I am very happy that I know how much I have to pay. But the private loans is a different story. I'm still trying to figure out. That leads me to my third one. Figure out how much my loan payments need to be per month. I will be figuring out again with this one with my mom. Obviously, I want to pay off my loans in a quicker amount of time, but I think my private and my federal loans, it's like I have a 5-year pay period that I'm trying to pay it off in, which incredible. Honestly, if I achieve this, still would be paying a lot of money, but regardless, it is what it is. I owe a crap ton of money, and I cannot default because my parents would be at risk, and that is not a possibility at all. So yeah, coolio. And the third one, figure out how much my loan payment needs to be per month. That might not be figured out until next month, because my mom said in the portal to tell me, but next to that there's a dash, so I'm gonna be figuring it out with my mother. So wish us luck. Yeah, that one, I'm not going to be totally sad if I don't figure that out. I definitely need to figure out how to pay, because I want to make sure my bank account works, you know? I will also not be putting it on auto pay, because I think it's more responsible that I know when things are due and pay it on time, rather than relying on auto pay for me. Yes, it relieves some stress, but also for me, it would cause more anxiety, because I would be worried about my money leaving my account and then not having enough of that money. I'll have to figure it out. 4, walk 4,000 steps minimum per day. I already achieved this yesterday. In my shift alone, I think I went 8,000 steps. Well, that was like my shift and like after my shift and before my shift and everything. I still have not achieved this today. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a step goal rather than like an exercise focused goal. But yeah, I still hope to exercise. There will be days where I will probably just be exercising instead of going to work, but next week's pretty busy. I work like every single day except a couple. And then my last one is fix my routines. I have some bad habits in the morning and at night. Just being on my phone, essentially, like being on my phone when I wake up, being on my phone before I'm going to bed, like it just like needs to stop. And so I will be writing down my ideal routines, hopefully on a piece of paper, because if I don't write it on a piece of paper, I will be doing it on an electronic device, and I don't want to look at screens. For now, I think the goal will be 30 minutes, but like fixing the routines is the first part. If that fixing could technically be writing it down. So as long as I write it down and I try, then maybe I can start implementing the 30 minutes before bed, or ideally in a perfect world, it would be an hour before getting on devices in the morning and an hour at night, but we will see. But yeah, that's my little reset, my goals for the month video. I'm gonna head out and go journal about this month and just about my thoughts in this week and all that. I will see you in the next video, and do something today to make your tomorrow better for you.